Hey guys, Tyler Fire Erzberger here with friend and colleague Emily Rand, breaking down the upcoming free agency frenzy on November 16th. Man, Emily, just hear me out, Emily. Just hear me out. Yeah, I know we are both anime aficionados. We both love anime, Emily. We both love the anime narrative. We both love the epic storylines. Just hear me out. G2 Caps versus Fnatic Perkz. How great does that sound? From third party sources, from Esports Maniacos and a few others, maybe less reliable than Esports Maniacos. Nothing from ESPN, but this is a rumor that is out there and it has been spreading like wildfire, and I think we should discuss it. That it does seem like Fnatic is moving on from Nemesis, which seems much more confirmed from. I've heard similar things of that they are moving on from Nemesis. They are looking for a replacement in the starting mid lane spot. The Perkz idea, though, that is much more something that is much more of a rumor that we are hearing third party. And I just want to bring it to you, Emily, as you are, you are the sensible one of the group. You are the one who, when we bring up the big, TSM Naguri and the big fish ideas, you kind of like shoot. You're the realist. You keep things grounded. So Fnatic Perkz, when I say that to you, what is your response?
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like pack it up. This is the video. So all of this is like really, really sketchy rumors. I do want to say that because like I hate to some extent reporting on rumors, despite the fact that everyone discusses them, because it can impact players' careers. Now, in this very specific case, all of G2 are technically locked up, so they would presumably have to pay a buyout. It's not like Perkz is a free agent. This rumor is originating from people speculating that Perkz doesn't want to play AD anymore, which I've heard. I've heard that. Part of the reason why they introduced Caps to the bot lane, and when that didn't work out as well as they had hoped, Perkz obviously returned to the bot lane because he just seems to have a much better understanding of champion matchups and a much better understanding of spacing as an AD carry and just all of these micro things that you really need in order to be a really strong bot laner if you're not playing Mage's bot lane. As a random aside, I'm kind of surprised that G2 didn't try to kind of swap Caps down there and play some Mages, because I actually don't think it's as radical as people think it is. Like when UOL brought that out, people were like, whoa, and I'm like, actually, I don't think this is as bad, quote unquote bad, as people say it is. At the same time, this is a G2 team that we have seen is able to compete incredibly well internationally. They are the first team from Europe, like it's them and basically Fnatic, who have been like, okay, we can definitively contend for international titles. And as a player like Perkz, who has always been G2's guy, I've always had the impression that across all G2 iterations, Perkz is just like, there are so many intangibles that you pick up with Perkz that people don't see in terms of his communication skills, his understanding of the game. Like from what it sounds like, he is almost like a mini coach alongside Grabs and Duffman and the rest of their staff, right? Like he's just that smart about the game itself. And that is invaluable to have as a player. It's also what's allowed him to be so flexible and be able to flex to the bot lane, be a world-class bot laner, be able to be a world-class mid laner. I feel like we don't talk about how incredibly insane that actually is, especially in today's meta, because we've seen other players do it, right? Like Ambition and Score, who were really successful in both positions, but their first position was back at a time where we maybe didn't have as much competition from all around the world facing each other. And now, to do that today is just insane. I don't think, from what it seems, Perkz, and again, this is like all speculation, both on my part and on people who are talking about it, Perkz doesn't seem like the type of player to me who wants to be on a team where he is not vying for a world championship. And to that end, if this Fnatic rumor is to be believed, I will say I do think the only team that would even be close to a lateral movement, unless he's getting some weird offer from China that I don't know about. But the only team, which is not true, by the way, guys, that is a joke.
That's a joke.
I mean, I have to say it because people like take it from this video and run with it. That I am honestly just joking. Fnatic is the only other team, right, where you have a team with a pedigree, who is presumably going to hang on to Reckless, who's presumably going to hang on to some of their other top performers and how they want to create this team for 2021, and that's the only other team that makes sense if he wants to win a world's title. But honestly, still G2 is the team that gives him the best chance of that. So the other rumor, I don't know if you've heard this, but I'll bring it up because I think you have, is that he would take some time off.
Yeah, sabbatical.
And then come back.
Yeah.
To G2, which maybe it's just because I full disclosure, and I know I've said this on multiple versions of any League of Legends show we've ever done. I love the heck out of this G2 lineup. I love watching them play together. I think they're such a fun, and they have the potential to be such a creative and cohesive team. I don't want to see them split up. I do think that despite the fact that this World's meta was not particularly in their favor, when you saw their series against Damwon, you did see that they still have an incredibly strong understanding of how to play out the mid game, how to mitigate losses early, how to come back. This is an incredibly smart team. They can be incredibly flexible. I don't think this is happening for a lot of reasons, but I also don't want it to happen because I think this is still all of their best chance to make another run for a world's title.
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate here. I actually think I would like it. I would like it. Oh, also, you said Fnatic is the only team. I actually think, again, you're gonna be NALL, and there's no way they're landing. I do agree. I do think Cloud9 would be an interesting option. I do think he would. I think a Cloud9 with Perkz in a world where they could play in the LEC would be really fun. If they could actually have good practice, that would be a really fun team.
Go against their good team.
Yeah, if they could actually go against good teams, and I think Perkz and Bladder.
That's not possible.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm not saying T9 Perkz isn't possible. It's possible, but I wouldn't say it's very likely. I think Perkz is having fun on Twitter. He's trolling around with it. I think Carlos is having fun with it. They're all having fun with it. I do think that G2 will probably look different in 2021, be it a Perkz sabbatical, other positions being changed. I do think Perkz does want to play mid lane. I think that is his natural position. He is arguably a top 5 in the world mid laner, and it's also with another top 5 in the world mid laner in Caps. And that's why devil's advocate here. I want to see it. Where you love the G2 as it is now with this team, and I do agree they're the most exciting team in the world to watch day in, day out. It's banger after banger. That Damon's kind of learned how to play controlled, and they've become a bit more boring with how systematically they can just dissect you. They don't have to just bludgeon you every game. G2 is now probably the most exciting team in the world alongside IG, just because they just are always fighting. There's always something going on. There's always a move being made. I do want to see Perkz on a different team. I want to see the two best Western players of all time play against each other. And I really want this because we've had discussions. Who's the Western GOAT? Who is the best, the greatest of all time in the Western scene? Is it Perkz? Is it Caps? And I think it's Caps, but a lot of people think it's Perkz because of the intangibles and what he brings to the team. And I don't disagree on that. And that's the thing. It's always going to be hard to disconnect them when they are playing their prime years on the same team with Perkz out of his natural position. If Perkz goes on to another team, let's say Fnatic, let's say another European team, and he plays on that team, we would finally get to see Fnatic, not Fnatic Perkz, but a new Perkz, a Perkz that is in the mid lane versus a G2 Caps. The reason why I don't think this is going to happen because what you said before is that Perkz is the franchise player. He is Carlos's surrogate son. When you talk to Carlos and you talk about what Perkz means to him. He talks about him like he is his son. Like, he is so proud of what Perkz has become as a player, how he's matured as an adult, kind of going from this like snotty brat when he was, a 17-year-old kid on, Gamers 2, and how he's grown to a mature adult who's become a captain of a team and become so selfless to give up his natural position as a top 5 player in the world in that position to a rival, and to see how much he's grown as a player. And when you speak about, Perkz of Carlos, it's like he has the keys to the castle given to him, where when Perkz retires, he's going to become a G2 spokesman. He will become, a Faker or a Bjergsen, where he'll either become a head coach or a front office guy or an executive in the company, where that's how important Perkz is to him. And it just doesn't – it would feel very weird. I'm sure, Carlos would still extend an offer even if he goes whatever Perkz decides. It just doesn't feel right that Perkz would leave, where, Cass would be the one to leave, but there's no in the world you'd trade Cass, because you're trading arguably a top 3 millionaire in the world today in his prime, who made back-to-back world finals and had an amazing world championship in 2020. And it just doesn't seem logical either. Like, neither side of the team is logical. Perkz probably more likely just because you just don't trade Caps, and maybe Perkz wants to play mid and, Carlos lets him do that. But I think the most likely option is he takes sabbatical, if at all, and other positions move, if anything. But it's a delicate situation, and I think the more of the thing is take rumors with a grain of salt. It's all fun. We're doing these videos for a reason. We're doing these preview videos because it's fun. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to wonder about, G2 Perkz versus, Fnatic Caps again, or the vice versa, or, Perkz going to North America. For me, not for Emily. She'd probably cry if that happened. It'd probably be like, that's a waste of a prime, Perkz. It's a waste of a prime. But I think overall, what we can give you from these videos, it's fun to speculate, it's fun to talk about, but take these with a grain of salt. Don't take every tweet you see as God-given fact. Do not hate on players if they do not go to the team speculated. Everything's up in the air. There's a lot of teams talking to everyone right now. There's a lot of just because a team has contacted a player or contacted a team about a player does not mean in any sort of fashion that the deal is going to go down, as seen by many other deals in the past and other broken deals in the past. So just take it as ease. But in the end, we all know that it's going to come. The anime ending, Fnatic Perkz versus G2 Caps, coming in 2021, Emily.
G2 OT5.